All right, everybody, welcome back to another live stream this Monday evening. Have we got a show for you? Tonight I'm joining Andrew with Brick Monarch. Same guy, Brick Monarch, Andrew, same guy. And of course me with the Brick Stop. We're going to be doing another Let's Talk About Lego. Tonight we're talking about Orient Expedition. But we have a big twist at the end. We're going to dig into some real lore. So, let's get Andrew on here. Thanks for joining in, guys.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good.
All right.
So you ready to get into this mess?
Yeah, so I told them, I introduced, or did our thing, whatever, a little introduction, and said we're jumping into the Orient Expedition, and that we have a little bit of lore to dig into a little later in. So, it's going to be a wild ride.
Indeed.
All right, we got Anakin Sky Guy 8108. What's up? What's up? What's up with you, man? Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you here. And James 5 Westman, I talked to him a little earlier today.
Yep.
Hey. Welcome. All right. So, LEGO Orient Expedition. We skipped over Dino Island, which we can always circle back to if we so desire. But I think you weren't as enthused about that line of Johnny Thunder sets. So
they were weak.
You didn't care for them as much. I mean, if you compare them against the other three themes, they suffer most from the 90s chunky kind of look. So
yeah, they kind of went downhill there with the Dino Island and brought it back.
I think they relied. What was that?
The Orient Expedition kind of brought that back.
Yeah, Orient Expedition.
Introducing the elephant and all that. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like the designs on them have a little bit more detail. They cared a little bit more about some of the shape and stuff like that.
Yes.
Also, I think Dino Island relied pretty heavily on all the dino molds. And they're like, look, you get cool animals and dinos and some rocks and stuff. So
yeah, so let's take a look here. Let's talk about the primary sets of the theme. I mean, there's quite a few sets in this. I want to say, what was it, 22 sets in the entire theme.
Yeah,
but a lot of them were giveaways with Chupa Chups sweets in Australia, New Zealand, and in European countries.
Yeah, I think you and I were
like the bottom of the cereal box toy.
Right, the equivalent of just like, little surprise Kinder toy type things. I believe those were the small little ones, the ones called Red Eagle, Mountain Sleigh, and Black Cruiser, possibly? I thought Mountain Sleigh was one that was in the U.S. I can't remember, though.
No, let's see, the Red Eagle, the Thunderblazer. No, the Thunderblazer wasn't. That was an actual set. The Red Eagle, the Mountain Sleigh, Black Cruiser, and then there was a couple of minifig packs.
Right.
Also, China Girl, Sam Sinister, Johnny Thunder.
Yeah. She was called Jin Li the Wanderer. Which I believe she was also the princess to the Dragon Emperor. I could be wrong. The story is very extensive on this one. They went hard on the lore. And I did not have really the time to read the complete story because it's online. So I know we're mostly just kind of doing an overview of the theme, and then because we had something we wanted to talk about a little later in the episode today.
Yeah, we got to connect. We have so many dots to connect.
We got some dots to connect, and we wanted to share some crazy lore and some crazy theories we came up with. And we're going to be doing that after we talk about Orient Expedition. But if you guys want to dig into the storyline and the lore, it is on Brickopedia. You can jump in there, and they've actually outlined not only the story, but where the story fits in the different regions of the Orient in the Orient Expedition. So,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty extensive, and I kind of glossed over some of it, but yeah, it's awesome. It's very, very in depth. They really went all the way with the storyline, so that's pretty cool.
Well, let's jump into like the first one of the first small sets, the Secret of the Tomb.
Yeah, Secret of the Tomb was cool.
7409. It's a very simple set.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't have like a little surprise skeleton pops up out of a little black sarcophagus thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it comes with Baron von Baron.
It does indeed.
And Sinister.
Sure. Yes. Baron von Baron. We're going to talk about that little guy later. And he is sporting his monocle and his hook at this point, I believe.
Yep.
Now now that I'm thinking about it, he had a hook in the desert one, didn't he?
No.
So he lost it in Orient.
He lost it in Orient. The Yeti I think it was the Yeti that took his hand.
Okay. They say that the Yeti took his hand in some of the lore, but I thought in Dino Island he might have had a hook as well, if he was even in Dino Island, because we got all confused.
Well, he was in Dino Island.
Okay.
Let me take a look here.
And he may have had a hook in Dino Island. So, either way, he's in that set. He looks great.
Well, as Baron von Baron reached out for the golden dingus, the Yeti suddenly appeared and ate his left hand.
He just ate his hand.
Say it.
Wait, but doesn't it say that he had a hook or he got lucky or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a.
Yeah, he lost the one hook to the Yeti.
Okay, he lost the hook to the Yeti. Got it. All right, Mustache Brandon, welcome. I think I already said that. You said I wasn't into Lego in those years. This stuff is right up, I assume, your alley. Yes. Yeah, man. A lot of these sets are really cool. And here's what I like about the Orient Expedition. It really digs into cultures and displays a lot of really interesting architecture and, like depictions of different places in the world that Lego hadn't really ever done before and doesn't seem to have ever done since. So I really enjoyed that part of it, regardless of the adventurer's part, which also is very awesome. But you get to see a lot of cool stuff in these sets.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of cool stuff. And to be honest with you, the Orient Expedition kind of goes a good ways across Asia.
Yeah, they cover 3 massive regions. And yeah, I mean, it's also the most extensive adventures theme, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to say that the desert had like 25 sets or something like that.
Did it?
I could be wrong.
Let's see. It looks like they're about the same.
They're pretty close.
Yeah,
but,
I think they're about the same. So,
with all the extras that they were giving away in other countries,
right.
That kind of brought that count up a little bit.
Yeah.
Next on the list is a small set, Jungle River.
I love that set. That set is loaded.
Yeah, it's got a lot of parts in it. I mean, especially that little dinghy made into like a little tugboat, coal-powered steam engine thing.
Yeah, it almost fits in the jungle theme a lot, almost better than it does in the Orient. And
it does. It feels a lot like it should have been in the jungle.
Yeah, so I really like that set. I actually picked that up at a BritCon a couple years back. So a Lego convention out here in Seattle. I grabbed that set. And it's a good one for sure. Doesn't it come with an alligator?
Yep.
Yeah. Brickstar official joined. Brickstar's official. Thank you. Welcome on, my friend. We're getting into Orient Expedition. So after the Jungle River, I should try and find some pictures of these sets. I wish I had some, but
yeah, I don't know what that tiger was.
Yeah, Tigura. I thought it was like Tigura. It's the big standing up, like tiger creature. Yeah, it's like
what a strange beast that is.
Yeah, it's like a mythological creature. I think it was in the one where they're in the India region.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
was
well, I mean,
guarding.
if you look at the piece on the top, you got a skeleton, and then it almost looks it looks like it's very like Indian oriented, like
Yeah,
the hieroglyphs on it
yeah.
look very like Indian, basically. I don't know what else to
from
say about it.
from
That's just what it
India.
feels like, you know?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it is. It was guarding what they called the Sunstone, which I think gave you the location to one of the gold, like chrome relics.
Yeah.
So each one of the guardians that they put in to these themes they were guarding a relic or a key to the main treasure. So that was kind of cool, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
I'm
It was a cool
scrolling
little
through.
set. I remember having this. I had this set when it first came out.
Yeah, which
Little,
set?
that little bridge would slide out and all the panels would fall, and
I loved that feature.
like some
Isn't that
snakes.
cool? Yeah. So how many of these did you end up getting a hold of? Because was this coming up on your Dark Age?
It was coming up very close, but I had most of these.
Okay.
I had the Aero Nomad, the Elephant Caravan, the Tiger's Roar, Yeti's Hideout, Temple on Mount Everest, and Scorpion Palace.
Wow. Yeah. So you did have a really good chunk of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I didn't get too many of them when they came out. I think I got the Aero Nomad. And I think that was really the only one I got. I played with a couple of them at my friends when they had them. The Yeti, I remember the Yeti Surprise, thinking that was pretty cool when that was out. But I have several of them now. I think I'm missing a couple, but I think I have the bulk of the theme now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool theme. I think that this one is also a good theme to just have the sets built in a display, just as a novelty kind of piece, you know, not necessarily to play with, or with, but just have built and just
because they look good.
Yeah, they look good.
They really do. Yeah, they're good looking series of sets. So moving on from
Yeti's Hideout.
Yeah, so we just talked about that one. That one had an awesome little feature where I think you turned the thing at the top of it and the Yeti would like spin around on the wall.
Yeah.
And come out and bite your hand off, apparently.
Bite your hand off, take your hook from you.
Yeah.
And please note that the golden treasure in this set is called the Golden Dingus.
Dingus?
That's what it's called, man.
Are you sure?
Golden Dingus.
It's not a golden like dinghy?
Nope. That would be a gold boat.
I know. I don't love that. I wonder if it's pronounced differently.
No, I'm sure it's pretty clear.
All right, well, cool. Because I thought you had said it wrong when you said it earlier. I was like, I don't think that's what it's called.
Nope.
But
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can read English.
All right,
so, yeah,
cool.
That little gold thing over in the little temple piece on the Yeti's Hideout is the Golden Dingus.
Awesome. Here. I found them, but sorry, I was digging through all the archives to find them. Here, we're talking about this set right here. Yep. Now you can have some visuals. So that's what you're talking about.
That's the Golden Dingus.
Dude, I hate this so much. Why?
I don't know. It's what it's called.
Now I'm reading the description. I don't think it's described here, though. Where is that described in?
Right here.
Oh, in the...
See that? Can you read that right there? It's backwards, but it does say the Golden Dingus.
So that's in the instruction books for Von Baron's Manor?
Yep.
Got it. Well, there you go. I mean, you heard it here first, I guess. Or maybe not here first, but you heard it. Right. This was the other one we had talked about, the little rowboat with the alligator.
Yeah, I think it was James Fides Wethman that said that was he thought that was exclusive to that set only, because I don't think the gray boat came up in anything else.
Yeah, the color, that boat is fabulous. I don't know if it's fabulous, but it's definitely Belleville. Belleville like originated with that, but yeah, it only comes in gray, I believe, like you said in that one.
Isn't it the same as the rest of them that came with all the pirate sets? It looks exactly the same as the rest of them.
Oh, sorry. You're right. You're right.
It's just the color.
You're right. The color is exclusive to that. It is the same size. The Belleville one was in the Jungle Expedition. We talked about the brown one.
That had a little deeper hull, and it was a little bigger, like bulky wise.
That's right. And then real quick to catch up, this was the Tigera's Roar. And I'm trying just to show you it without getting the glare, but that's you pulled the torches out and the whole little bridge would fall away and you'd fall into there. And then there's that creature we were talking about, the wild. It's a big fig, is what it is. It's a weird big.
They had a lot of big figs in this.
Yeah, they did. Oh, and here's the Tomb Surprise, the little one with our boy Von Baron. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's him. All day long.
Top Hat Von Baron.
After he stole it.
Right. All right. So now, that was a cool set. I always thought it was cool because they did the clubs on the front. I did this as a kid, putting these little gears on here to make like medieval maces.
Yeah.
But Lego actually did it here for the first time, I believe. And then these, this was when Lego lightsaber blades were a little harder to get a hold of. They're in everything now, but like getting this set, you got 2 more blue lightsaber blades.
Yeah, well, they were icicles. So when you see a lightsaber, I see icicles.
And that you're correct in the set. That's what they were, but they originated as lightsaber blades. So as a kid, not having very many lightsabers because they were hard to get a hold of, and they were in bigger sets usually. Well, actually, that's not true. I guess they were in some small ones too. I didn't have very many of them. So when this came out, I was like, oh, cool, more lightsabers.
Yeah. Next one on the list, the Passage of Junchi.
Let's see if I have a picture of that one so I can pull it up as well.
Another one of those wild big figs, and this one looks like seriously straight up China.
Yes. Because the Dragon Temple and the Dragon Boat and such, those were the Chinese location. I actually don't have a picture of that one, which is a bummer because it's so crazy looking. It's got a red and black pattern on it.
Yeah, it looks like that, like anytime you see any kind of Chinese heritage where they've got like a dragon where like 50 people get underneath of it and walk and they make it look like it's a dragon. That's the face that this thing has.
Yep. It's very similar. It has that same art on it. Yeah.
Very wild.
So for people who don't have that reference, it's basically another one of the Tigera guys, just painted differently, I believe, right?
Well, the top piece is a different shape.
Really? So they molded a new one?
Yeah, it's a different shape completely.
Okay. Well, there you go. But it's similar. It's the same size as that creature.
Yeah.
And does that do anything cool? I can't remember. It's just a little like temple pagoda thing.
I think that he's like on the door where it like swings out or something like that. It's very hard to tell in these old images that I'm looking through.
Yeah, it can get tricky.
Not having it physically built in front of me.
I wish I had a photo of that one. I have a photo of pretty much all of the other sets, but I don't have one of that creature in particular. Brickstar's official was asking if they were the same bodies with different prints. I thought they were, but they definitely have different prints.
Yeah, they're not. It's a different body.
But they have the same arms and they're kind of the same slide.
Yeah, same arm, same body piece, but the whole head unit is completely different.
Cool. Wild stuff, man. All right. Elephant. Wait, no. Passage. Yep. Okay, yeah. Elephant Caravan.
Elephant Caravan.
I did get this as a kid.
Yeah, I did too. I love this one.
You had to get
it. I love the fabric. It was like Aladdin's carpet, dude.
Dude, I know. I wanted to. I used it a little bit, but I always wanted to do like a little like market stand with it, right? Or like something fun like that, or
Yeah,
Aladdin's carpet.
if you had a whole bunch of them, for sure, you could have a
Yeah.
whole little market set up with the little patterns on them.
Yeah. And again, that's kind of going back to what I said earlier. The great thing about this theme was it came with stuff like this, which we hadn't seen before. Like
Yeah.
these patterned cloth pieces and like, of course, elephants, which was massive. Like
That was huge. I love the
that was
elephant.
the
I saw it
elephant.
and I was like, dang, this thing's got an elephant in it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got the same kind of vibe when they released Lions this year or last year. I was like, dude, the first Lego Lions, like minifig scale Lions.
That was a couple years ago with like a city jungle thing, right?
Well, so they released Panthers. They did Panthers and Leopards, but we got like
Panthers
Savannah Lions on this new one.
Yeah, the newer ones have the actual lion.
Yeah.
I don't really like the color of that lion though.
Well, there's two colors. They have a white one, let's say the white one, and then they have like a normal tan and brown one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here, I think I had one. No, I didn't. Never mind. It's upstairs. I thought I had one down here. I just have some of the weird white ones down here. But yeah, anyway, all that to be said, when these guys came out, same idea, except for we had even less animals, I think, in Lego at this time than we do now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't even think at this time they had pigs.
No, pigs weren't invented yet. Pigs weren't invented in Lego till later. I think.
Yeah, and let's see. They didn't have the goat, the pig.
We had like weird big tiger creatures from
I don't even think they had the cows. The cows weren't even out in 2003.
No, we had horses, alligators, some dragons. I mean, the dragons were kind of phased out, but
we had the snakes.
Snakes, yeah, little things. Spiders, snakes, scorpions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Harry Potter had a couple like things in it, like the big snake thing and like the troll, but those weren't really animals. But
I like that.
Owls.
I like the original troll.
I love that old leg thing. It's so chunky, but I love it so much.
Yeah, it was pretty accurate though.
It was.
Yeah. Brickstar Official says monkeys.
Oh,
Can't forget about that monkey on the Black-tooth Barracuda, man.
We got sharks, monkeys, and octopi.
Yeah, so
we had some animals.
Yeah, wild creatures in this theme though.
Oh yeah.
The Aero Nomad.
Yeah, I mean I
love this. I love it, although it has an eerie feeling that it's like the Will of the Witches flying machine dragon.
Sure. I felt like not so much that, but that it was very, very close to the one that came in the big desert one. It's basically like kind of the same
it was.
thing.
It was very similar to that too. Wasn't there a net over it as well?
A net like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe there is. I had here. Yeah, look. We can compare them live on camera right now.
Let's see. Yeah, dude, it's like the same thing.
It basically, they just took this and made a single set.
Which is still, it's cool. I mean, it's a cool set. I liked it. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of those super cheap sets. $20. $20 for that thing.
Yeah. 118 pieces, 2 minifigs. It's a good time. It's worthy of note that I believe everybody got new prints for this theme, including Dr. Kilroy.
Well, it's because they were all wearing like different gear because they're in different climates.
Right. So we got some leather jackets with like scarves. We've got some different stuff for the other theme. What was we got like some Sherpa gear on some of their allies. What was cool about this is you could clearly see some of the native people of these areas were allied with the adventurers and some were allied with the villains, and that was a kind of a cool twist.
Yeah,
because I think in the jungle when they kind of made all of the jungle like dwellers or whatever just kind of the bad guys.
Yeah, but I mean there was some bad guys, and then in the jungle the bad guys that were featured in the jungle theme I felt like were the guys like the bad guys in Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah. Well, and I guess they still had, what's his name? The little monkey wrench guy that just kind of worked on boats for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
He was just trying to eat, man.
Yeah, he was just trying to. Just trying to make a living in the jungle.
Right.
Let's see. We have a comment here. James 5 Westman says the older elephants are still better than the new ones, in my opinion. I like the articulation of the old ones a lot.
Yeah.
I think the new ones are missing that completely.
Well, I don't have either one now in hand.
Yeah. Well,
But I tell you what, I've got 10 horses.
Yeah.
And 2 in the box.
Nice. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Cool that it was a dark gray and a light gray one. I think that's so cool as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you get the light color with the Scorpion Palace.
Yeah. And then the dark gray one was your work
Yeah,
elephant.
it was the Elephant Caravan one.
He was the work model.
Right?
You could get a bunch of him for fairly cheap.
Yeah, you could, because if the set was $20, you'd get 5 of them. Spend $100, you could have 5 of them.
Then you build a Persian army.
You could.
Or the Oliphants from Lord of the Rings. They're a little small, but I would have still done it. I think I did, actually. Before Lord of the Rings came out, I was like, here's mine. It's as good as I can do.
Hey, that's what Lego's for, imagination, right?
Yeah. Good stuff. So now we're going to, I think, get into a couple of the bigger ones. Well, no, I guess the Emperor's ship is...
Yeah, the Emperor's ship, not really all that big, 177 pieces, released $20.
So it's about the same as the...
It's roughly...
Aero Nomad as far as parts.
Yeah, as far as parts, it's very similar to the build of the Sea Serpent.
Yeah. So there it is. You see our boy Sam out here with these guys, these cronies. He's hired to work for him. Looks like some hired guns, hired crossbows.
Does it say Sam Sinister in that right there?
Lord Sinister is in command of this powerful ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Make note of that.
Yeah. Interesting. Somehow, yeah, he got a command of the ship. It's a cool little ship. It's about, like you said, the same size. I think it's a little bit larger than...
Yeah, it's a little longer than the Sea Serpent, but same basic boat parts with a fabric sail.
A cool print on the fabric sail, and it's a cool... it's not the same as any other ones with the more squared off edges, like a Chinese junk.
It's kind of weird.
I mean, it is weird.
Is that a dragon or a lizard?
It looks like a lizard.
But I think it's got a dragon head. It's
kind of got a dragon head. It's got a little lizardy body. It's more of a Chinese dragon style, right? Like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's clearly their representation of a Chinese junk. So that's cool.
Chinese.
I like it. I'd like 1 or 2 of them, honestly. I tried to get a hold of one a while back, and I think they were just kind of expensive, but... Yes. James 5 Westman says the Emperor's ship looks a lot like, or very similar to the merchant ship in the Imperial Trading Post. Yeah, it's built in the same style, which is interesting. As well as what we had said, the Sea Serpent from Black Knights. All 3 of those ships are built with those stacked up, elongated, reverse sloped parts along the front and back a little bit. So it's a cool set. I like it. I think it's a solid $20 set for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not real fond of the red.
Yeah, they put a lot of red into some of the architecture on the Chinese ones, because isn't the big dog thing, or not the dog thing, the big, I forgot the name of that creature. Whatever the dark guardian of the Chinese area was red and black, right?
Gen 2,
yeah.
Now, what you could have done with the Emperor's ship is you could have made the Dark Shark #2, but in red. Do you remember the Dark Shark?
Oh, you talk about the little one that came after Skull's Eye Schooner?
No, I'm talking about the jet boat that was released in City.
Oh,
the Dark Shark.
The Dark Shark.
Yeah,
I don't remember that one.
That's like from the 90s, like
yeah,
90, 91.
So if you showed me a picture of it, I would say, oh yeah, of course that one. But like in my mind, I didn't realize that was the name of that boat.
Name didn't stick in your head?
I don't know. Dark Shark. Well, what's fun is, speaking of like theories and conspiracy theories and connections and all this stuff we're going to get into as soon as we kind of clear up some of this Orient Expedition stuff. Dark Shark was the name of the Dark Shark crew from Pirates. Do you remember that? We talked about, so in the audio dramas, all of the crew of the, I believe it was the crew of the Black Sea's Barracuda were called the Dark Shark crew. So they're tying it into like that guy. Maybe he had ancestors and he named his little speedboat the Dark Shark.
Perhaps.
You never know. You heard it here on the Brick Stop and Brick Monarch, so it's official LEGO lore now.
Yep.
You know how it works, people.
Temple of Mount Everest.
Dude, this set is so cool.
It is cool. I think they left Mount Everest out of it, though.
Yeah, well, who needs Everest when you got this?
When you got two little lerps in there, it doesn't really fill Mount Everest.
Well, there's three, I think. Isn't there a big one underneath?
There's a big one on the back, I think. I'm pretty sure there's a big one on the back.
Yeah. I love the rope bridge, though. They brought that back for this. This is a sliding one, and it reveals like the chrome gold sword inside. Oh, it's also worthy to note they changed the skull print for this theme.
Mm-hmm.
They made them evil looking.
Very evil.
Yeah, they're got those evil eyes going on for some reason.
Yeah, I will tell you that is the Idol of Everest.
Okay.
That is back in there
here?
with the little jewel sticking out the top.
Right here?
Yeah. That's the Idol of Everest, and it is said that the tendrils reach out into the unknown.
What?
That's what it says.
Dude, that's some H.P. Lovecraft right there.
So those things that are sticking out reach out into like other universes.
The dark abyss.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Wow. That's creepy. Well, yeah, that would make sense for the creepy skull torches and all of that. That's very, very dark looking stuff going on right there.
Yeah,
I really do like that it includes a biplane in this set.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that might be the only like larger set that has like a secondary biplane in it. I know like there were some biplanes in some of the smaller Egyptian sets and stuff, but usually the biplane came as its own set, which I think it does in this as well. But it's cool to see like another one. That's kind of fun. And I think that's Lord Sam Sinister's biplane.
Yeah, well then you got the Thunderblazer that's also in this theme, which was another biplane.
But that's Harry Kane's, right?
Yeah, and that was a separate set all of together.
Yeah. He comes in, and so if you got the whole theme, you could have two biplanes, and you could have like a dogfight and all that. So that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, man.
It's great.
Yeah, so the Temple of Mount Everest, I had that set.
Yeah, I think
292 pieces, released at $30.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
came out with that lovely white base plate.
These prices even back. Oh, and it comes with prices. What was 2003? I forgot. Usually we say at the beginning of the thing when the series was released. This ran from 2003 to 2005. Longer than I think the other two sub themes, and that's probably because they pumped a lot into this. You got 3 distinct waves.
On what I'm looking at, they're all saying that they were all released in 2003, but I don't think that's accurate. I think that they were released. I think that the Dragon Fortress and like the ship and the Jinchu was released after. That's why I never got those sets.
Well, I've got a catalog from 2003 that has the Dragon Fortress in it. But it could. Yeah, I don't. I read somewhere it was 2003 to 2005. I don't know if that's because promotionals dropped later. Maybe it did all come out in 2003, but it must have. I can guarantee that it was spread out at least, because that seems like way too many sets to drop all in one dump.
Yeah, there's no way.
I don't know. I don't remember enough back then to remember.
No, like I said, I got the primaries, and I was like, cool, I've got the whole theme, and I never looked back at it again. And then like a couple years after, I'm like, where did I miss this from?
Where did these come from? It does feel like the Chinese wave was the last one in the whole release, and maybe it just came out at the end of the year 2003. But it is in this 2003 catalog, so Anyway, let's see. James Fives Westman says, as an avid pirate collector, now I need the Dark Shark City speedboat. You do, man.
It's the coolest speedboat in Lego City in the time.
Yeah.
At that time, it was the coolest boat ever.
Is it a little black boat with
Sure is.
with the like colored like? Does it have a little like not a like a blue green blue red
It's like a yellow decal with a triangle pointing towards the front.
I know what you're talking about.
Got like the exposed motor in the back and like the wings that come up.
I might have that.
And you'd like, you know, you'd probably whip in way too fast to the Sail and Fly Marina with that thing.
Yep.
You know,
I have the Sail and Fly Marina, bro. Such a good set.
It's a dope set.
It's so good. Yeah, it totally fits because there's 2 more boats in that set that look almost similar to that.
They're like similar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. So I need to make sure I have that boat too. Otherwise, I'm with James here, and I need to go get it.
Yeah, for sure. You need to go get it.
All right.
Probably like 50 parts.
I probably have like 10 in my parts bags. I just need to put them together.
Moving on to Agrabah here. Oh wait, sorry, that's the Scorpion Palace.
Oh. Did it have it must have had a different name and some.
No.
What?
Agrabah is a city in Aladdin.
Oh.
Why do I call it that? Because of the big roof piece.
Yeah, no, it definitely has that vibe for sure.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Okay, so yeah, Scorpion Palace. I actually can pull this up here. So that one, we have a box with that. So this is Scorpion Palace. This thing was fire, and it had a giant built scorpion inside that if you move the claws, this ball would roll down and smash you. And it actually rolled down its tail.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's nice.
It was a pretty cool set, man. Got a lot of cool prints. Dr. Kilroy's got a super cool Argyle sweater that matches the jungle that he's in.
He's looking fine.
He's looking super fine.
Kilroy got an upgrade, boys.
Yeah, well, he's an Englishman on a journey. But yeah, what a cool set that is, man. 341 pieces. Pretty cool set. I had this set. I remember building it. I loved it. I said I need more of these.
You know,
is that the first use of like the dark orange color?
It might be. It may have come out in some Belleville sets before, because Belleville went and did some Indian inspired sets as well, like from the nation of India. And they had, so that's where these came from, actually. I think they first popped up on one of those. So they had some really interesting colors, like some off-color parrots and birds and things like that in those. So they may have had, but I would have to look into that, because that's a good point. I don't know if it's the first use of dark orange, but it's a fantastic use of this dark orange for sure, the way they accented the whole palace with it.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, I remember saying to myself, man, it'd be cool to have a lot of this color, but that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can see, I mean, you got some of these great molded pieces, but check out the prints here. You can see we got printed archways. Sorry, it's cut off, but yeah, there's the whole thing.
You got the carpet hanging over here on the one side.
Yep, the carpet came, the carpet, it's the only set to come with that printed carpet, I believe. You can kind of see it better here. This carpet right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool piece.
Very
All
cool.
these printed arches. These shields right here. Look at those things.
Yeah, they're pretty gnarly.
They're cool. Also, was it the first use of those? Oh, never mind. I thought they had the. Oh yeah, they do. It's here. Okay, never mind. We'll get into that later. These big swords are really cool too. The Simbad Swords.
Yeah.
And they got them all over this, and they stuck them on these big poles.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like in Aladdin, all the guys had those swords. Everybody was calling him a street rat, chasing him around.
Right.
had those swords, those hats,
Right.
and Agrabah had that top on it. So we
Yeah.
are looking
So
at, this is like straight up India.
right. Yeah. The turbans, everything. I mean, and that's what's awesome about this theme. Where they distinctly made each region. They didn't just mash it all into one thing. It's like, here you go, here's all the stuff. The guys in the Tibet or Everest have these type of hats, really. I mean, they got these big furry hats. They got snowshoe pieces from the Arctic. And then, yeah, in India, they went full on. They got printed shields, turbans, big scimitars, like the whole works, man. It's awesome.
And then you got the China version with the dragons and the emperor and that whole mystical thing.
Yeah, they did a great job. Yeah, and a lot of cool prints. Every single minifig's got some cool new prints. I don't think they recycled anything. I really don't. Yeah, I think they're all brand new. So
yeah,
it's cool, man.
And then I guess the last set here on this theme is the Dragon Fortress.
Yeah, dude. Dragon Fortress is amazing. This thing is the coolest. Check it out.
It looks cool. I've never had it. Isn't that one of the black dragons with the chrome in it?
It's totally chromed out, bro. Look at this thing. And it's a new jaw piece because you can drop the rubies into its eyes. And it's totally, awesome. It's inlaid with gold throughout the whole thing. So it's a new tail and a new jaw, but it's the base model is the old black dragon.
I need to get me one of those.
Yeah. This thing is full of traps. It's got, you can't really see them too well on the back here, but it's the stairs. I think the stairs bust out. There's a cool like feature on here. I think you turn something and these doors in the back over here like slide open. There's of course trap doors and things like that. So it's really tricked out with all the traps you want. It's got the ancient stone warrior. You can kind of see him up in this picture here. He's got one of the whoops over here. He's got a dark gray Fright Knight's helmet on, which is really cool. And then his face is actually a dark gray face with big yellow eyes. So when you put the helmet down over it, it looks like he's got glowing eyes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then I think wild. Yeah, so I mean the names that I can't see all the minifigs in here, but you've got Jing Li, the Wanderer, Lord Sam Sinister Johnny Thunder, Dragon Fortress Guard, Dr. Charles Lightning.
Yes.
And Emperor Chang Wu.
Yeah. So I think the Emperor was supposedly the bad guy, and his daughter, I believe, was the Wanderer, and she was helping them. So I think there was some family feud going on, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but I think that was the way the story was going.
Yeah, that's very cool. It's got one of them famous raised base plates too.
Yeah. And then check. Oh yeah. It's got little catapults, and then there's these little things that drop the stones out of the windows. So that's kind of fun. You can tip them over, and they go swoop. And then is it the first use of these guys here?
Is that the swivel, or you're talking about the weapon?
The weapon here.
I think it is the first use of those weapons.
As a kid, I called them pikes because I didn't have a halberd or a battle axe in mind for it, but it's not really a pike because a pike is extra long.
It's not really a halberd either.
Well, no, and so I didn't know what to call them as a kid, so I think I just called them pikes as a kid, but I knew that wasn't right.
We'll call it a pike for you, Jason.
Cool. Oh, I also check this out. It has the Dragon Master's dragon on his staff.
Ooh.
So that's cool. And I don't know if it shows it here. It doesn't. There is inside this temple, there is a Dragon Master's helmet, the ones that come in black, fully chrome, in like a gold chrome.
That's cool. Yeah, I've seen people had the full like minifig with the helmet and the gold dragon and the whole bit. Because
one of these sets, I don't know, the sword came in the Tibet temple. I think the shield comes in this one, I believe. I could be wrong. I have this set and I don't even know what I'm talking about. And then the helmet came in the other big one. So if you got all three sets, you could have this kind of gold armor. Interesting thing, there was exclusive release of 4 Lego sets in Knights Kingdom 1, they were probably some of the better ones from that time. And they also came with a chromed version of that armor. It was a breastplate, which was just the chrome breastplate from the Spanish Armada. But then it was, again, a shield, a bull shield. It was the normal sword, the chrome sword, but then a silver chrome helmet. And so if you got all 4 of those Knights Kingdom sets, you could get a chromed knight as well. So that was cool.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, it is rad. It was, like I said, probably the coolest of those Knights Kingdom sets were those 4 little ones.
All right, man. You ready to dive into this lore a little bit? Because we're pushing our time here.
Oh no!
There's a lot.
Well, it's not. We'll rattle it off and it won't take too long. I do have a couple last things to say about the Orient, and then we can jump into that. There was an audio drama as well for this one, which is always cool to hear about. I've never listened to any of them. A lot of them are in different languages. But it sets the storyline or the timeline for the adventurers, at least when they got into the Orient, as 1925. And it does say that Dr. Kilroy, like you mentioned earlier, he was British because he works at the London Museum. So that's a cool little thing. We already talked about how the Guardians guarded keys and different items that let you get into the treasure. And we just talked about the chrome items. So those were my things that I wanted to talk about. So I think we did cover them. Oh, real quick. Each set over 100 pieces came with board game parts and story or card stacks, item cards, and character stat cards.
Yes.
And this thing, you could connect all of the larger sets together to create a massive, extensive role-playing adventure game, which was actually pretty good because me and my son played it for the Dragon Temple one, and we had a blast. So that's something to keep in mind as well. They really maximized the play features of this thing.
Yeah.
Of all of them, not just with the traps and all the cool stuff they stuffed into these sets, but also the big board game you could build around each kit and move your little figures around. So, let's see, we got a couple comments. James 5 Westman, I live and breathe Lego lore. Well, get ready because this is as insane as it gets. Like, yeah. I'm gonna make a wild claim here, and then we're gonna backpedal.
The deepest one that we've found.
Yeah. You go watch our old Castle series one. We got a little wild in that, but this is 10 times that. So, just it gets crazy. Poleaxe. A poleaxe, yeah, we could call that weapon. We were talking about the pike or the poleaxe. Poleaxe is still closer though to a halberd, I feel like. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so I think that's it for the comments. That's it. Adventurers. I mean, it's a great theme. I love it. Orient Expedition was a fantastic finale for a theme like this. They went all out. They pulled out all the stops, and you got what you paid for with these guys.
Yeah.
Brett Lego joined. Thank you for joining, my friend. We are wrapping up our part about the Orient Expedition. And we're going to, but we are still going to be talking about adventurers here. So really what we wanted to talk about, I think, Andrew, you came to me about a month or so ago and we're like, hey, I'm building the Baron or the Haunted Mansion, which is Von Baron Manor, I believe.
Yeah.
Is what they call it. And you were reading some of the little excerpts in this instruction books and you started formulating these theories and thoughts about this stuff. And I jumped on board and I went all the way and was like, dude, Lord Sam Sinister is Ogle from Alpha Team.
Yeah.
And before you throw me out, let me explain.
But it's not just that, because Lord Sam Sinister's identity was taken.
Yes. Well, so is it Lord Sam Sinister or is it Baron von Baron's identity was stolen? Who stole whose identity?
Baron von Baron stole the identity of Lord Sam Sinister. Lord Sam Sinister and von Baron were partners in the desert theme.
And then you found him.
Yeah, and then Lord Sam Sinister is hanging upside down in the mansion by chains around his ankles.
And according to the instruction books, it says something about his car crashing.
Yeah, it says his car crashed.
Right.
Okay. But the whole gist, the whole point of that is like the mix of names that is being used. That says that Sam Sinister's car exploded while it was running. So Sam Sinister was the guy in the top hat, not Baron von Barron. So von Barron murdered Sam Sinister, hung his body in the attic of his manor, took his identity in the Orient Expedition. The black, the top hat, the hook. You know, he had his hook. You know it's him.
And he did this, listen, he did this while the adventurers went to the jungle, because he doesn't show up in jungle.
No, he wasn't in the jungle.
He went back. He took all of the relics from the ancient Egypt, and he wanted all of them. He didn't want to share that.
He wanted all of them for himself, and then he wanted them all from the Oriental Expedition as well, which is where the Golden Dingus comes from, and the Idol of Mount Everest. These are all in the manor.
Right. As well, and you said, you pointed out something very interesting, which was that he's wearing the top hat in Orient Expedition.
Yeah.
He wasn't wearing a top hat in...
No, because he took over his identity and was claiming himself to be Sam Sinister. That's why his name is listed as Sam Sinister in the Orient Expedition instead of Baron von Barron. But we all know it's Baron von Barron because of the hook and the eyepiece. Right.
And so and that's where it gets even more insane, because not only did you find that.
No, not only is that in there, but he also in the manor has, and let me find the page because there's like 8,000 pages in this instruction booklet. He has the Orb of Algol.
Right.
And if I read this, a prototype for mind control superweapon used by the evil Algol Empire. Von Barron always kept one handy for a rainy day. Now the timelines are way crazy.
Right. The timelines don't line up at all for that, because Algol took over Lego City as a modern city, and the adventurers were doing their adventures in the 20s. So for that time span to be reached, and for Algol to, or for Baron von Barron to even have his hands on a prototype of Algol's weapon, he would have had to have, like, either time traveled, which possible, or he was Algol himself. And it makes more sense when you hear what I've got to say, because I did some digging today to like line up along with what you have to say. So I did notes. Bear with me, guys. This is going to get wild. Someone said that's some deep lore here. We haven't even gotten deep yet.
We're just touching the surface right now.
Marty, the Lego Party, welcome. He says, did you guys rehearse this ahead of time? Because your case is perfect. Dude, we did actually, a little bit. Not rehearse it, but we definitely dug into it. Hang on. Look, I've got the arrows and the boxes. Just you wait for this one. Okay?
Jason's got a chart drawn out.
Let me take you back to a nice little theme called time cruisers. Time cruisers, right?
Yep.
So they're messing with time back in the 90s. Now, the evil guys, the bad guys in time cruisers were called time twisters. They were the bad dudes. All right, listen. They had a skeleton on their train with a blue wizard hat and a wand, which I believe were the bones of Magisto the Wizard from 100%. Dragon Masters. So we have
100%.
time twisters and we have Dragon Masters already. We also have a traveling ghost. He's got a suitcase. He's rolling through. I don't think he's part of the time twisters, but I think he was hitching a ride on their train. I believe he is the Black Monarch's ghost from Black Knights. All right, so we've got Black Knights. We've got time twisters. We've got we've got the Wizard Bones Magisto from Dragon Masters. They also have the two time twisters themselves. One of them is an actual Fright Knight. He's the lieutenant from the Fright Knight's castle. He's got the same face, he's got the same breastplate, and he's got a shield that has the bat logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
The other time twister has the face of Black Bart from Wild West. Okay, so now we have Wild West in here. So someone from Wild West, someone from Fright Night, they got together. It got wild. They made a time train. What the heck? I don't know what's going on. But on a side note, the partner from Black Bart
Duke Cheatham wears a top hat coming back to it. So there's already evil families working together through time. Okay, now we put all of that together. Why does this connect at all to Johnny Thunder and the Adventurers and Baron von Barron? On the Von Barron Manor, there is a plaque on top of it that has a Fright Nights logo with the set number of the set that comes with the Black Dragon and the Batlord himself. So at the very least, we know that the Von Barons were connected in some way to Fright Nights. There's no reason why that would be on his manor if it wasn't so. All right. We're going in. We're going farther. Ready? What do we have? We got Time Twisters. We got Dragon Masters. We got Black Knights. We got Wild West. We got Fright Nights. Adventurers. They're all connected. Sam Sinister's family had ties with the Fright Nights. Okay. Alpha Team. We have the Ogle's Orb, which doesn't make sense to be back in the 20s if Ogle was taking over Lego City in modern day. Maybe 2010, whatever. I don't know when the theme came out. 2009, 2000. Actually, I think it was like 2000. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's clearly not the 20s. He's carpet bombing Lego City with the skeleton orbs. What do they call them?
The Orb of Algol.
Orbs of Algol. Yeah, he's got this plane, this little ship. They drop out. They literally drop out of the plane, and then he bombs the city, turns them into Algol drones, I believe is what he called them. Here's where it makes sense. Sam Sinister. Sorry, no, not Sam Sinister. He's dead in the attic.
In the attic.
Baron von Barron was cursed by the mummy. It's very clear because when he has his photo or his portrait in the manor, the mummy lights up behind him. He got the curse, not Johnny Thunder, not Sam Sinister. He did.
Baron von Barron's cursed. He took all the relics. He took all the treasures.
Yeah, he loaded up, got all the relics, and so he's cursed. That would make sense for him to be Ogle. If he's cursed with long life, he could outlive the rest of the adventurers and still carry out his massive world domination plan.
Yep.
He's an evil guy. He's just getting worse with age. He's not like a fine wine. He gets worse, not better. All right. If he was cursed, he could outlive the adventurers and create the prototypes, which are in his manor, in his attic, to then later become Ogle. And this is the kicker. Sam Sinister, or one of the Sinisters, which, so actually, this doesn't necessarily line up, but the Dino Island crew, if he ever did go to Dino Island, which I'm not sure he did.
Baron von Barron did.
As Sam Sinister. No, you're right. Yeah, okay, so we're still on the right page. Yes, so Baron von Barron went to Dino Island. There was no treasure on Dino Island. Only dinos. That's what they were there for. Ogle, in the second series of, or the second wave of Alpha Team, takes over the world with mutated dinos. He's riding sea monsters that look like dinosaurs. And the other thing about Ogle is the red eye and the hook. The red eye is the same eye as the monocle, same hand as the hook in all of the depictions except one. Okay, so there you go. And then the final kicker
is Ogle, period.
The final kicker to wrap it all the way back to Time Twisters, the uniforms of the skeleton drones in Alpha Team Season 1 wear the same epaulets and the same hats as the Time Twisters, the Fright Night Time Twister and Black Bart Time Twister in the original Time Twister sets. So if that lore is followed at all, we can say that Time Twisters, Dragon Masters, Black Knights, Fright Nights, Wild West Adventurers, and Alpha Team all have the same families, ties, blood, and bad dudes running through it completely.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. That's what I got. That was my research I was doing earlier today. I was like, let me see here. Because I knew you had dug up some stuff on that manor.
Yeah, deep.
So pardon my monologue. I hope I did a good job explaining kind of why I think some of these things are related. But yeah, man.
Yeah, the Sam Sinister torso original one from the desert was like the black suit early on, or in the early days.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the original print.
The original print black suit from
desert.
Right. But he's talking about from town, Lego Town.
Yeah, Lego Town.
So he could have had family in some of the Lego Town sets wearing that same old black suit. Right. I like that. Marty the Lego Party came up with that one. I love it. I wish I
Cool
had.
handle.
I wish I had the a picture of the time twisters. I should have grabbed one. But the guy in the time twisters, the guy with Black Bart's head, actually has a black and red blazer from some of the Lego 90s minifig city people too.
Nice.
So he's got connection kind of there as well. But yeah, that's
so it's pretty deep. So Baron von Baron is Algol.
yeah.
He's
Our
messing
premise
around with a lot of
right,
stuff.
to prove, I guess, our premise that
Murder.
Baron is Algol.
We got in this story, we've got murder, we've got identity theft, we've got mind control, time travel,
World domination,
and it was all one guy. And he's got
black magic.
He's got this super cool manor you can buy and throw it up on your shelf.
Yeah, the manor's awesome. You built it.
Yeah, it is. It was one of those ones that I was talking about getting and thinking about it. And if you look, these are all the sticky notes from all the little messages of the various parts. See, like that is the Idol of Everest right there.
Right, and here's another thing, right with that one. You just mentioned earlier the Idol of Everest has tentacles that reach into the like unknown.
Yeah.
So he's communicating through that to get his time travel on.
Yeah. No. So yeah. I mean, like it's so there's so many levels to this that like he's got all these like superior, wild, cursed weapons.
Yeah.
And then he becomes Algol and like tries to brainwash all of humanity with these Algol drops.
Right. I mean, he does a decent job. I mean, there's no like story where I guess the Alpha Team, actually, sorry. That's the whole point of Alpha Team. The Alpha Team does end up being able to at least contain most of his insanity. But in season, he goes underwater, and that's where I think he uses his knowledge from Dino Island, or some of the dinos he stole from Dino Island, and he mutates them into these giant undersea dinosaurs. I should have brought pictures of all of those things to kind of show you, but you can look them up. It's Alpha Team, and yeah, his drones, his skelly drones that are dressed like time twisters, are riding these mutant dinosaurs underwater.
Yeah, and in all of those have the I was just trying to find it here. Yeah, the Orb of Algol, which looks like this right here.
Yeah.
That is in every single one of those sets. Almost every single one has one of those in it.
Yeah, anyone that, well, yeah.
And there's the dingus. That's the dingus again.
Get out of here. A lot of the sets that have Algol in them or the drones in them have those little Algol orbs.
Yeah.
And I think they changed the look of them for the final season because he goes, oh, dude, I totally forgot. I forgot to add this. Lego Arctic. Lego Arctic, bro. He goes to the Arctic at the end. And remember what the Arctic Expedition dug up? Radioactive alien bugs.
Yeah. They weren't radioactive alien. They were from his...
Or they were leftovers from when he was there.
Yeah, when he was there, yeah.
To be fair, Alpha Team does go to the Arctic after the Arctic theme has been passed on. But like, yeah, so he does. I mean, it comes full circle again. You pull it back to Arctic. I mean, so you can add another theme. What I will do is I will make a little PDF, I think, of this. Try and add in as much as I can, kind of clean it up so you guys can have that. And then I'll do a little like family tree where everything's connected with the little images of each one, right? So you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I would like to work on that. Maybe I'll try to put that together. I'll throw it up for free on my little shop or something.
There you go.
But yeah, man. So that's the lore. That's what we were excited to get to talk about. That's why we didn't dig too deep into Orient Expedition, and just kind of glossed over the sets and kind of what we felt about it. But is the skull in the Algol Orb Magistos? You know, maybe the prototype.
It could be.
They're using his skull to create the rest of them.
I mean, he had some magic.
He was a magic man. He was a magic dude. Yeah, and there's a couple ghosts in the manor too, aren't there?
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, so those are just, I think they're just random ghosts, but yeah. Yeah, so thanks, guys. Yeah, you guys chimed in a little bit. You got so deep. Someone commented. Marty said he's glad he joined in for that. We got some mind blow emojis there. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys listening to it. I thought it was fun. It took a little bit of time to kind of connect some of the dots. The more you dig, though, the more
Yeah.
it
I got so far in it, and I was so excited that I had to call. I was like calling you at work. I was like, dude, you got to call me. You got to call me. We got to talk about this right now.
You did. It was about a month ago. You're like, hey man, something's up here, bro.
I had bought the mansion right before, like 3 or 4 days before Christmas, if you remember.
Yeah, so it was more than a month ago.
So I was building it. I was building it the last couple days before Christmas, and I was like, dude, we got to talk about this right now.
Yeah, we should do like a documentary. I want to do like a mini documentary about it. That'd be fun, dude. Well, yeah, thanks. The ravings of a madman, and I love it. Yeah,
that's the way I felt. I felt like my whole world was coming to an end because I was connecting multiple dots through Lego history to this one guy through this one set.
Yeah, which is kind of the point of that set. They did that on purpose, but I think we took it deeper than even they intended.
I know, but it all lines up.
It does. Yeah. Yeah, I love, yeah.
There's no avoiding it. It's the truth. It's got to be the truth.
We said it.
Lego lore right here.
Yeah. So that manor, yeah, I would recommend getting a hold of it. I'd like to. I don't have it yet, but it's the Haunted Mansion. There's a lot of little fun Easter eggs in there, including the ones we talked about. But I think the graveyard in front has the initials of, what is it?
PC.
Yeah, which are the same initials on the seal of the Ship in a Bottle Lego set.
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead and say that.
Yeah, well, it's just the designer's name, like initials for the Ship in the Bottle, and then I guess he stopped working for Lego. I don't think he was fired. I think he just quit and moved on to something else. And so they put his initials on the gravestone, the same initials out in front of the manor, like, oh, he doesn't work for us anymore. I guess he's dead. And then I think the organ, the pipe organ inside the manor is also named after that designer. So that's kind of fun.
So speaking of Easter eggs, in that, you know, we got the Barracuda Bay, right, which was a huge deal. They put all kinds of Easter eggs in that. Now there's talk about this new castle coming out,
dude.
$350 Lion Castle in August.
That's,
can you imagine what they could put in that in comparison to like what the manor did?
They have potential. They have an opportunity here to win back every Lego Castle fan that's ever been a Lego Castle fan.
They better do it right.
They could also have the opportunity to smack us with another creator style situation. So
if they do that, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna have
Dark
to think
Ages 2, this time on purpose.
Right?
We're too far in at this point. Yeah, man. I have actually pretty high hopes for this because it's so expensive, and it's not a licensed product. So all of that price point is going directly to an in-house theme, an in-house build. They can pump the price or the part count and the minifig count up on that if they want to for that. I mean, Castle in the Forest was cool. I actually did end up getting to put it together a week or so ago. It's got a nice part count. It's a large castle. I mean, it's big. Minifigs were rough though. Like they're not. Besides the Black Falcons, the stickers, shields, like it's definitely feels almost like a fan made set. Which again, I'm trying to make my own fan made sets. I'm trying to make my own stuff, so I'm not gonna dunk on any of that. But it definitely had that vibe with it, and like it didn't come with a physical instruction book, which really bugged me. Like obviously I sell digital PDFs, but that's kind of a different thing because you can't get the physical ones.
Yeah, those aren't even available.
And I'm gonna be honest, some of the instruction books, like the instruction book on the Castle in the Forest was a little tricky. Like it wasn't the greatest instruction book ever. And it was like, dude, this is like official. Like, come on, guys. They used the Lego Studios designer that I used to make that instruction book. Like it wasn't their official Lego instruction books and stuff. So That being said, like, it's still a great set. I love it. But yeah, dude, this has potential to be so much better than Castle in the Forest, I think.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, 350. I mean, what are we looking at 350? The Disney Castle was 350, wasn't it?
I think it's close, yeah. 350
Yeah.
is high, dude. For a castle theme, like not
Yeah.
a license attached to it, they really expect this thing to do well.
I mean, I want like 12 minifigs minimum.
Well, doesn't the original one come with 12? I think it does.
4 knights and like at least 4 to 6 like pikemen or whatever.
I think people were making comparisons that the original came with 12. How many?
That could be right.
How many crewmates did the Barracuda come with?
I think it was like 9.
So it was close to what they put in the
9 or 10. Yeah, I think the Barracuda Bay was the same as the Black Sea's Barracuda count.
Okay, so if they follow in those footsteps, then they should put about 12 minifigs on it.
Yeah.
Uh,
New prints with
all of them.
the original lion instead of the falcon would be so great.
Yeah.
And here's why. I was thinking about this today as I was like driving 45 minutes to this town staring off over the hills and the woods. I was like, I wonder how great this lion castle is going to be, because nowhere ever was it ever depicted that the Falcons had a king. The Falcons were a lordship faction that paid homage to the king, the Lion King.
Yeah, I was writing back when I was writing Lego lore. No, but yeah, I did. I was working on some lore, and I think I had them as a split off type of faction where they were definitely like rebels, creating like a civil war inside of the Lego kingdom. So they wouldn't necessarily have a king, but they would have a prince or a leader. Yeah.
They would have it would be a lord, and then the lord of the Black Falcons would be, would carry the same banner and, would pay homage to the king. And
sure, until
the only one that actually had a king or was listed as having a king. I mean, you got the King's Castle, which was the original Lion Castle. King's Mountain Fortress, it's the second Lion Castle. You know what I'm saying?
Royal Knight's Castle, which was another Lion Castle.
Yeah, it was another Lion Castle, but I mean,
they had
an actual king.
Right.
So I'm hoping for like the original Lion King as a minifig, new prints with the lion, new shields with the lion.
Yeah.
New bardings with the lion.
I said
so
that.
I'm not paying $24 for lion bardings.
I've been messaging a couple people talking about it when the images, or not the images leaked, but the information leaked. And yeah, a lot of people are like new bardings. A lot of people wanted an actual printed peasant torso to be like inside, like in the stable or something. And then a lot of people are asking or hoping for a wolf pack prisoner or like a forestman prisoner or something
or a falcon prisoner for all I care.
Falcon prisoner, but falcon prisoner wouldn't be as cool because we already have the falcons from the other sets.
Yeah.
The new ones, right? Like, it's not a new figure. See, we're looking for new ones. What can we get, Because Castle in the Forest pays homage to the original 3 Forestman castle sets, but they don't come with any Forestmen on it. If that was done right, they would have provided you with 9 Forestman minifigs and a little castle minifigure, a little Lion Knight castle minifigure to go on the raft.
That may have been because that wasn't an official Lego set.
Absolutely was. Yeah, they could not do that.
Yeah, they absolutely couldn't let that happen.
No, there was no way. So he had to the designer did well with what he had. He made do with what he had, and I think it's great. And the figs are still really cool. And it does come with 2 more of the Falcon guys. So, it's always fun to get a hold of a couple more of those guys. But
yeah,
man.
So I'm super excited for that. I told Crystal to save all of her points, so I'm probably going to get 2 of them right off rip.
Right. Yeah, they're probably going to limit it to 2 per customer, so you got to sign in again and get 2 more.
Yeah, but see, me and Crystal have separate accounts, so I
that's the thing. Yeah. You could also just have another email and have another. Like it doesn't really stop anybody, but for the average guy coming in, it's like, can I buy 20? No, you can buy 2. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
we know if you want more than 2, you get more than 2. Marty has a good point here. He says Ninjago City came with 19 minifigs and ran about,
Ninjago.
Ninjago City Gardens came with 22, and they're both $300. There's no reason why LEGO could not put 22 Castle Knights in a castle that cost you $350. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever, considering half of those parts are going to be gray bricks.
Yeah.
So
whether they're dark bluish gray or light bluish gray, that's what we're getting.
Yeah, you know. So 22 minifigs, make it happen, LEGO.
Well, here's hoping, man.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, one more question. We'll let Marty finish it out here, especially if they use the actual castle pieces. Yeah, like the old walls. Well, I don't think they'll they probably won't recast old wall panels, but they might use the 4x5 ones.
Yeah, I think it's 4x5.
Give us some printed ones of those, because if you give us stickers, I'm just buying yours to replace them with.
Yeah. If they come out with a new print, then I'll make a sticker that matches it, so that you can put it on your old bricks.
And then we'll expand the whole series, and we'll make 10 more sets that go with the new castle.
Right.
All right, man. Well, it was fun to talk about that with you. I really enjoyed getting into the lore.
Indeed, man.
I've been thinking about the Time Twisters connecting a bunch of themes already, which they clearly do. I mean, that's what they were for. But like, it was fun to kind of connect them to specific instances within Lego's like kind of depiction. So yeah, that was fun.
So next week we are jumping into Blacktron 2.
Yes, we want to tail it with what we talked about last week, which was Blacktron 1, which was super cool.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about that ship. Can't remember what it's called now. The cool one.
The Renegade something.
The Renegade. I think it was just called Renegade, right?
Yeah, I think it was called Renegade.
I need to go find it, man. That ship is so cool.
I'm just gonna dig through my spare parts bin and build it and take a picture and send it to you.
All right. Yeah, you should. Oh, you should do your cool. You make those great posts, man. When you have the time, you make those super clean posts.
I do, man. I've got the Arctic, all the classic Arctic over here from the first run. I've got all the new space stuff up here still in the box. I haven't had time to touch it. I built the tractor, the John Deere tractor.
Yeah. I want to see you post some of that stuff, man. I know you're
man.
crazy busy, but
yeah, it's been hectic.
All right, man. So next week, Blacktron 2, we're going to jump back into space again. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Indeed. It's always good to dig up
Monday night, man.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, everybody have a good night. Again, thanks for joining in. We'll see you guys next week.
Appreciate it. See you later, man.
See you, dude. Have a good one.
Take it easy.